Hey what's up guys, Average playing today. We are back for our new Capenna deck unboxings. If I got this, like, why not make videos out of these? Here we have Kit Kanto. Now this deck, I was really gonna like this deck. So, like I explained in my first video, I got this and the Meister deck, but I lost them, and I got them back, plus the other Capenna decks, because those are really good decks. Like, Capenna decks were so fun. Because what happened was, we did an event at my local game store where we bought one, we randomly got assigned one that we bought, and then we would play them off in like commander pods and for the tournament. And I wanted the Meister deck. That was the one I eyed. But I got assigned this, and I was like, okay, sure. But then after also I just bought it myself, the Meister deck. So I got this. But I ended up loving this deck. I love this deck so much. And other people hate it when I play this. I don't think I've lost with this deck. This deck is like so good. I love this deck so much, man. This deck is so nutty. But let's open it up. It is the Cabaretti uh, Cacophony. That's what the deck's called. But the house is the Cabaretti, which are really great. They replaced what's it, the shards of Alar. Yeah, that's what they were. The shards. That's what they were. But it's Naya, as you would normally know. But in Capenna, it's the Cabaretti because it's the like demon houses or whatever. Little box cardboard thing. Our deck. Inside, we have just like a piece of cardboard, our life wheel. Again, like upset, kind of upset they got rid of, like, I understand getting rid of like the thick cards because those kind of just whatever. I still like collecting them. But life wheel's actually like kind of good, for like new players just to have something to check their life with. A little like pamphlet thing that tells you about the deck and tells you about like the lore and stuff. It can't tell me Eva the deck. And our little sample pack. Let's open this up real quick, see any goodies we get. And last time in my Meister one, I opened up a pretty nice card for the deck. We have Corpse Explosion, which is 1 black and a red. Additional cost to cast a spell, exile creature card from your graveyard. Corpse Explosion deals damage equal to the exile creature's power to each creature planeswalker. Oh, that's interesting. So basically let you use a creature from your graveyard to board wipe, which can be really nice. I mean, if you're playing like a big deck, creature with big power. And also, actually a cabaret card, the Rakish Revelers, which is part of that cycle I also talked about before, where you can pay 2 and exile this, attach it to a land to tap for the colors of the house, so green, red, white, and then you can later on cast this. Again, this is great for the limited environment. It's a fun card. Now let's get into the Cabaretti. Let's get into Kit Kat deck. Man, I'm telling you, this deck, I'm excited. I'm probably gonna be fucking like annoying people with this deck when they play it. But I don't care. I love this deck so much. But people hate it. Alright, so we have the tokens back, and we have the thick card, which I still have because I collected all of them. Spoiled the full art lands, but let's go over the tokens and stuff quick. Draws Spawn, draws a 10/10, Cat Beast, Devil, Ogre, Beast, Prefolk, Elf, Citizen, Treasure, and then things for tokens and like the thing that tell you how to play. Rhino Warrior, Food, Worms, Spider, Sapperling, Insect, Soldier, different soldiers, Human Soldier, Human. Not confusing at all. But let's talk about the main gallery. So Kit Kanto AMD, but this card's so nutty. So she's a 3/3, and then when she enters the battlefield, she makes a 1/1 citizen. So off the bat, you get a 3/3 and a 1/1, 4/4 body for stats. But it doesn't seem that great. But she says at the beginning of combat, on each player's turn, you may tap 2 creatures you control, and go target creature an opponent controls, and put a +1/+2 +1/+1 counters on that creature. Well, target no, not opponent. Target creature gets goaded, and put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. This card is so ridiculous, I'm telling you. so absurd. So like, and trample. It gets trample also. That's important. This card's stupid. So like, you just control the flow of combat. You control. First of all, you can just put counters on your stuff and buff them up, and then you just on everyone's big things. You just pump them up, and they're coming at other people. Like, you control combat with this card. Like, this card's absurd, and you have so much ways to make fodder, to make little 1/1 tokens, and also untap your stuff, which is a very important card. Like, I already have cards I know I'm putting in. Also, like Amara, which was when you tap and make a 1/1. It's not in this deck, but I have them putting it. Also, I have Drumbeller. Like, I'm ready to make people mad with this deck. Backup commander is Fabine, Boss's Confidant. Creature tokens you control are faced. Stree and the Naya colors, or whatever, the Cabaretti. Parlay. At the beginning of combat, each player reveals the top card of the library. Each land revealed display creates a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. Then creatures you control get +1/+1 for each non-land card revealed this way. Then each player draws a card. So it gives everyone cards, but it lets you make tokens and then buff those tokens, and they all have haste. So it's really nice, and it just makes you fodder for your commander. So it's really nice. So let's go through the rest of this deck. I'll try to go quickly unless this cards anything are pretty interesting. This is a pretty interesting card. Rumor Gatherer. Alliance. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, scry 1, and if it's the second time this ability trigger, draw a card. Draw a card instead, yes. So, pretty great. Just any creature enters is going to be scrying 1, but the second one also draws you a card. But even after that, those are still just keep scrying you 1. So, it's just good value. Alliance was the mechanic for the Cabaretti. They get value off of creatures entering. Sizzling Soulless is an interesting card. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, target creature and opponent control can't block this turn. If this ability, the second time this ability resolves this turn, that creature's attacks during its controller's next combat phase, if able. So it can kind of do its little own go thing if you make a bunch of things and just take out blockers incidentally. So it's pretty nice. Cabaretti Charm. Cabaret Charm deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to a creature or planeswalker. Creatures get +1/+1 trample. I create 2 citizens. So it's like a charm, 3 modes, flexible. You can make your tokens, buff your team, or remove something. Cabaretti Courtyard. Same like this little cycle of lands where they immediately come in, sacrifice themselves, gain new life, and then search for a basic land of the 3 colors. So green, white, red. Intangible Virtue, she's a good card for tokens. Gives them +1/+1 in vigilance. Pretty good. We also have Advocate. Oh, this card's nutty. At the beginning of combat, each player may put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature they control. If a player does, creatures that player controls can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. So it basically kind of goes, well, it doesn't force them to attack, but it makes it so they can't attack you if they take this 2 +1/+1 counters. And also, mainly is also people played badly against. A lot of times people took the counters always, like from this, or like another card called Agitator Ant that's in this deck. They would take the counters, which I don't know why. Sometimes you probably just shouldn't. Path to Exile, just self-explanatory, great removal spell. Beast Within, and self-explanatory, gets rid of anything. Cultivate, decent ramp spell. Harmonize, kind of at this point falling out, but still fine. 4 mana, draw 3 for green, it's not bad. Leaf Green Druid, taps for 1 green, or taps for 2 green if you have 4 or more creatures. Right? Yeah. Good card. Steve, Sakura Drive Elder, just 2 mana, 1/1 sacrifice himself to make actually pretty good Capenna because you can tap him first to goad something, and then you can second. Wood Elves, again ramps you and leaves you another body behind to tap. Bar's Charm, an amazing card. Remove something, gives your permanents indestructible, or gives something double strike. Does a bunch of flexible things. Arcane Signet, great card. Bloodthirsty Blade. This is a fun card, but like usually take it out because it kind of doesn't work a lot of the time. A equipped creature gets +2/+0 and is goaded, and you can pay 1 to attach the Bloodthirsty Blade to a creature an opponent controls. So you can attach it to other people's stuff and goad them. It's another way to do it, but kind of Commander Sphere, just 3 mana ramp. Always included in decks, usually take them out because they're usually just not worth 3 mana rocks. Follower Stone, just 2/2, no, come on, 2 mana rock, self-explanatory. Boss's Chauffeur is a nice card. When it enters, gets +1/+1 counter for each creature you control. Alliance, put a +1/+1 counter on it when a creature enters, and when it dies, make a 1/1 citizen for each counter on Boss's Chauffeur. So, gives you this one big thing, and then it can die off into a bunch of little things, which is really nice. Oh, I forgot about Grand Crescendo. I'm so glad to have this card back. This card's amazing. 2 mana, 2 white and X. Create X 1/1 citizen creature tokens you control. Creatures you control gain indestructible until on the turn. This card's so great. It just makes you big board and just gives everything indestructible. Like, ooh, Master Ceremony is an amazing card. At the beginning of combat, not at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent chooses one. Chooses what? Money, friends, secrets. Each one you choose money, you and them make a treasure. Each one you choose secrets, you both draw a card, and each one you choose friends makes a 1/1 citizen. So, can give you a bunch of everything, kind of a little bit out of your control. But again, it's trying to be, political, group-huggy stuff, because that's kind of what this deck does. Indulge excess. Whenever a creature you control attacks this turn, create 1/1 green tap citizen token that's a tapped and attacking. And then excess, aftermath, create a treasure token for each creature you control that dealt combat damage. So this card's nice. So you just get to make a bunch of tokens if you're just going out for your swing, because you eventually in a go deck you're gonna need to have to go out for your swings. And still, even this deck is pretty aggressive. You're just making a bunch of instant on 1/1s. You do that, and then you can just pay 2 and get a bunch of mana for all of that. Like, it's nutty. Ooh, Life of the Party. This card's so fun. It's a 0/1 first strike trample ace, and when Life of the Party attacks, it gets +X/+0, where X is the number of creatures you control. And when it enters the battlefield, if it's not a token, each opponent creates a token that's a copy of it. The tokens are goaded for the rest of the game. So those tokens can't attack you, but everyone has a 0/1 Life of the Party that attacks and gets really big. So this is super fun. Oh, Rose Room Treasure. Oh, this card's so good. So Rose Room Treasure, whenever another creature enters the battlefield and you control, create a treasure token if it's the first or second time its ability is fought. Otherwise, you may pay X. When you do, Rose Room Treasure does X damage to any target. So this card's nice. It just gets you 2 treasures once you play 2. If you get 2 creatures out, which you're usually gonna. So just 2 treasures every turn is really good off this. And then late game, if you didn't play more things out, you can just dome summoning any target, right? Any target. So yeah, you can just dome a player, creature, whatever. Seize the Spotlight. This is an interesting card. Doesn't work that well. Usually, each one chooses Fame or Fortune. Each player who chooses Fame gains control of a creature that player controls and tap it. You gain haste for each player who chooses Fortune, draw a card, and create a treasure. I feel like the way this card usually is good is just because people will pick wrong. Usually people will pick that second mode because like, I don't want to get my creatures away. But like, you just let them draw 3 for free because they get 3 treasures back. Like, and besides, 3 treasures is better. They're just getting their mana back because they can hold it. But also, well, I had this in the deck when I used to play, I forgot what he was called. He was like, it was a Rakdos commander, and then you sack 3 creatures to put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. So I ran in this because I can go, okay, if you give me all your things, I can take them and then sacrifice them for things. Otherwise, you're just going to let me draw 3 and gain 3, which is still great. And that's what I did with him. But I feel like in this deck, it's kind of I mean, you can use him tap for stuff and do other things, but Crash the Party, 6 mana, instant. Create a tapped 4/4 green warrior creature token for each tapped creature you control. So this can make you a bunch of 4/4s. Pretty nice. Oh, Killer Service. I've talked about that. I love Killer Service. This is such a fun card. Whenever Killer Service enters, create food token for each creature, for each opponent that's in the game. And then you can pay 2 at the end step to sacrifice a token to make a 4/4 Rhino. So upgrade your tokens to Rhinos. It's really nice. I really like it. Like, I have it in a bunch of decks, like decks that just speed tokens, like my artifact token decks. Like, I run it. Just turns my artifacts into creatures, so it's really good. Scepter of Celebration. Gives something +2/+0 and trample, and when it does combat damage, make that many 1/1 citizens. Really nice. Vivian Stampede. This is an interesting card. I think I usually take this out. Each creature gains Vigilance, Trample, and Melee. And then beginning of next main phase, draw a card for each opponent who's dealt combat damage this turn. So it can kind of, it doesn't even like get you like a good overrun. I mean, you get Trample, Vigilance, Melee. So you can get up to like a +2/+3, but it's kind of Bess. I actually have a deck around Bess. Everyone saw it because I took this out. But Bess is a really nice card. Whenever 1/1 enters the battlefield, +1 counter on best, and whenever best attacks, each 1/1 creature with base power type is 1/1 gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on best. Really nice cards for like 1/1 like tribal stuff, so that's why I have her. Have her own deck. I think it's really fun. Cabaretti Confluence. Choose 3. You may choose the same award at once. Create a token that's a copy of target creature control. Gains haste. Sacrifice to be your next end step. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Creature target player controls gets +1/+1 and first strike. Great. So you can kind of overrun with this. Well, first strike's not going to be as good, but still doing that once, and then you can get rid of stuff, or you can make tokens. And since it's first, it will do the tokens first, and then do the +1/+1 if you're going to do it like that. So it's pretty nice. Oh, this card. I love this card. I had combos with this. There's this card in the main set that's not in this deck, I don't think, called, I forgot what it's red-green. It makes two treasure tokens when it enters. You can sacrifice a treasure token to make a 1/1. And it comboed well with this. It's called Prosperous Partnership. It's 1 green and a red. 1 red and a white now. When it enters, make 2 1/1 citizen creature tokens. Then you can tap 3 untapped creature tokens to make a treasure token. So you could make a bunch of tokens with this. So because you make a treasure token, because the other thing lets you sack a treasure token to make a 1/1, you can use this, tap 3 things, make a treasure, sack your treasures to make 1/1s, and then you tap them to make treasures. You can just build a huge board with those two. I think I have one in my binder. I'm definitely going to put it in because I love that combo. I remember this. Man, it's bringing me back so much, like, memories. Like, this deck. Like, I love this deck. I'm so glad I had it back now. False 4. When it enters the battlefield tap, creatures enter the battlefield tap, and 2 exile +4, exile on untapped creatures. So it can kind of be a way to, like, get rid of stuff. You can kind of go like, okay, so all the things you're going to be playing are entering tap, which means I can get rid of them all. And since I kind of can stop people from playing stuff, it's a really interesting card. I think I usually take it out, though. It's kind of like, it's kind of weird, clunky, but it's fun. Cult of Coppercoat is an amazing card. Strive, so you can pay 1 white and an extra for this. Choose a player, make a X 1/1s, where X is the number of creatures they control, X 1/1 soldiers you make. And yeah, you can strive, so you can choose multiple opponents with the effect and space 3 mana. Duelist Heritage is kind of an A card. It just makes whenever you attack, you may have target attacking creature get double strike. Whatever 1 or more someone attacks. So the point is you can kind of give something else, someone's thing double strike. But it's kind of just saying 3 mana for that. So, this is a nice card. I'm glad at this point. Felidar Retreat. Landfall. When enters, choose 1. Create a 2/2 cat beast creature token, or put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and they gain vigilance on the turn. Yep. Card's amazing. Card's so good. Especially for this deck, you just put lands in, build your board up with 2/2s, so you can pay for your Cacophony, do all a bunch of things, and then later when you're ready to strike out, just start pumping your team. Follow the Mighty. It's an interesting board wipe. I usually take it out. Destroy all creatures with power greater than target creature's power. So you can kind of board wipe big things. It's just kind of a weird, clunky board wipe. Don't really like it. You take it out. Martial Coup. This is a better board wipe. Create X 1/1 soldier tokens, and if X is 5 or more, destroy all other creature tokens. So lets you just keep your board with a bunch of soldiers and blow everything else up. Oh, this card I was talking about, Agitator Ant. At the beginning of your end step, each player puts 2 +1/+1 counters on the creature they control. May put 2 +1/+1. That's the important thing. And then go to each creature. That counter's put this way. This is better than the Advocates because it goes to the thing, and it's also on your end step, so it'll immediately happen when you play it. Card's amazing. Essentially, people just take it. They take it because they're like, oh yeah, let's get the counters. No, don't take it. It's so good. Like, I'm like so happy when you do, because I'm just like, all right, your big thing's just gonna keep attacking other people's things. I'm so happy. I love this deck. Kazul, Tyrant Eclipse. Whenever a creature and opponent control attacks you, they may pay 3. If they don't, you get a 3/3 ogre. So it can make things be a little like interesting, kind of like a weird, interesting version of like a ghostly person type effect. But usually it's kind of like people will like just like not attack into you. But also the thing is, they're probably not gonna most likely attack into you anyway because you're goading their stuff. So like, it's very That's where I'm going. So I need Disrupt the Core. I don't know if I have a copy. I got one for this deck when I did have this deck. I definitely want the Disrupt Core. Now, the Disrupt Core is just 4 mana, goad everything. Goad all creatures your opponent's control. Really good card. Ooh, Magus of the Wheel. 2 mana, sacrifice it, make everyone wheel. Discard the hand, draw 7. Great card. For this deck's kind of weird, interesting, but since you're pretty aggressive, I don't know if there's a lot of like value and stuff in this, so maybe it's a good way to reset hands and stuff. Well, here's actually a value card, Outpost Siege. Outpost Siege enters, choose cons or dragons. You're mainly going to choose, cons, which is at the beginning of your upkeep exile to upgrade your library. You may play that card this turn. But I feel like this card kind of fallen out a bit. It's just 4 mana for that effect. Like, there's way better versions of this card now. And whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, Outpost Siege deals 1 damage to any target. But again, our stuff's not usually leaving. We don't usually want our stuff to leave. So yeah, you're usually gonna pick cons. But like again, this card's kind of falling out a bit in favor. Just it's 4 mana for this effect, and there's like ones that are just better. Like the one from Brothers War does the same thing, the first part, but it also gives you power stones if you don't play things. So like when you first do it, you're gonna make a power stone, and it keeps giving you cards, so it ramps you as well. So there's way better versions of that effect right now. Zurzov, okay, that's right, this card's amazing. However, opponent draws their first card each turn. If it's not their turn, create a 1/1 Devil token, which when it dies does 1 damage. And whenever 1 or more devils you control attack one or more players, you and those players each draw a card and then discard a card at random. So it's a very weird, interesting, political kind of way to get cards around, but like makes people discard cards at random, which makes them discard cards they don't want. But I feel like usually it's better in decks where you kind of don't care what you discard. It kind of is a way to like disrupt people with it. But in this deck, I mean, it makes you tokens, which is good. Get you a little bit of like card selection stuff and does like political things. Plus, it can punish people if like stuff like like the Hello deck where you want to be like playing instants on your opponent's turns to gain value. Kind of shuts them down. Also, another thing that's punishing that, Atrasta. Whenever opponent casts a enter sorcery, make a 1/2 spider. So, yeah, again, just punishing people for playing stuff. Awakening Zones, so really nice card. Being of upkeep, make a 0/1 spawn, and that taps for that just stacks for colors. Ramps you, gives you fodder for your Capenna, yada yada. Beastmaster Ascension, love this card. Whenever you attack, put an Ascension counter on Beastmaster Ascension, and that's a quest counter. And whenever you have 7 or more quest counters, creatures you control get +5/+5, just straight up. In this deck, it's very easy to do. Now, the only thing is it doesn't give trample, so you're going to need to find another outlet for trample, but it's still amazing. Oh, Champion of Lampholt. I love this card. Whenever a creature... creatures with power less than Champion of Lampholt can't block other creatures you control. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of Lampholt. It's a 1/1. This card's amazing. Like, you're going to be playing so many things. It's going to get really big. They're not going to be able to block you. Like, great for, like, ending the game. Finishing up the game. Sandworm Convergence. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers. And then being able to make a 5/5 more. It's 8 mana, though. It's pretty clunky and stuff, so I usually take it out. Yeah. Aura Mutation. Great card. Destroy target enchantment and create X/1/1 saplings where X is the converted mana cost of the enchantment. Yep. Great card for removing auras. Well, let's call it aura mutant, but for enchantments, that's not specifically auras. Otherwise, it'd be kind of a bad card. Speaking of, it's not bad. Scoot Swarm, I think we all know what this does. Landfall, make it a 1/1 insect, and if you have 6 or more, create copies of Scoot Swarm, so it just keeps multiplying. Great for Kick-Anto, great for that. Let's try to get through these quick. Shamanic Revelation, just draws you cards for the amount of creatures you control. Ferocious, gain 4 life if you control creatures power 4 greater. For each creature you control power 4 greater. Ooh, Sylvan Offering. Choose an opponent. You can choose up to 2. You can give each opponent the same thing, but you pay X into this, and then you make an XX for the next 1/1 elves, and then you give those to other people. You can give it to the same person or to two other people. So yeah. Then for Bay level, this is the way to give Trample. Uh, Lieutenant, if you control a commander, creatures you control get +2/+2, and Trample. Also Thunderfoot Bela gets +2/+2, and Trample. Well, every has Trample. It gives everything +2/+2 and Trample if you have your commander with this effect. Great card. Then we have the other version of Aura Mutation, Artifact Mutation. Guess it was kind of like keeping them the same. It does the same thing except it destroys an artifact. It makes you sapling for the artifact's main event. Assemble the Legion. This card's too slow at this point, but I love it. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a mustard counter on this card, and you make a 1/1 for each muster counter on it. So it'll just keep growing and growing, but it's 5 mana and it's so slow. Like, it's just sadly pretty fallen out. Camaraderie. Gain X life, draw X cards, X number of creatures you control. A creature you control get +1/+1 on the turn. So it's just a big draw spell. It's pretty nice. Ooh, Gaji the Honor one. Whenever a creature attacks one or more of your opponents or planeswalkers, that creature gets +2/+2, +2/+0. So another way to incentivize them to attack, and you're going to be making them do that anyway, so buffs their stuff. March of the Multitude's amazing card. Convoke X green, white, white, and you create X 1/1 soldier tokens with lifelink. Great card. Solvala, amazing card. Explore return. Parlay, tap it, make you reveal cards. You for every non-land card reveal this way, you get a green and gain 1 life, and then everyone draws a card. Idol of Oblivion, great card for this deck, for any token deck. Draw a card. Activate only if you made a token this turn. You're gonna do that. And you can also pay 8 in sacrifice to make a 10/10. Usually you don't do that, but if it's late and it gets grindy, you can. Now you're with a bunch of lands. Gonna be this the Castle Arendelle is actually a sweet land. You can pay 4 and tap it to make it 1/1 human. So if you need a way to make tokens, it's for you. Castle Embrif just gives your creatures +1/+0 for that. It's a little in effect, but can still be relevant. Perfect Village, Exotic Orchard, Game Trail, Fair Bridge, Ragged Prairie, Filter Land, the Odyssey Filter Lands, Temple, Windbrisk Heights, Hideaway 4. So you click on 4, put 1 card under it, put the rest in the bottom, taps for white, and then you can also pay white, and you may cast a card from exile if you've attacked with 3 or more creatures this turn. Which are pretty easy to do in this deck. Soul Ring, pretty irrelevant card, no one cares about. Ash Barrens, Command Tower, Jungle Shrine, Weird Landscape, Naya Panorama. Interesting, put the panoramas in there. Path of Ancestry, Driving Bluff, Driving Grove, Driving Heath, Basic Lands, and then we have the 3 special full art lands. Very nice. So that's the kick into deck. I have a lot of nostalgia for this deck. I love this deck so much. Like, I didn't think I was gonna. When I first had to get it, I was like, I wanted my Maestros. I don't have to buy another deck. But I guess I have to, so I'm gonna do it. But then I played it and I love it. It's just so fun. And I understand people hate this. Like, I'm gonna be playing. I feel like people are gonna hate this deck, but I don't care. This deck is so great. I love it so much. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm a G player out.